Welcome to 51st lecture on electrical machines 1, and so far we have uh, analyzed the transformers, that is we found out the equivalent circuit of the transformer, how to analyze ideal transformers, then auto transformers, then three phase transformers, code type primarily, and how to represent it in per phase equivalent circuit, and various tests like open circuit, short circuit and sump nut test. Okay. And then finally, we in our last lectures we told you about the parallel operation of the transformer. See, so far I have not really told you about the construction of the transformer in details and what are how it will look like externally if you look at a transformer, big transformer, for example 100 MVA transformers which are used in power stations and so on. Perhaps we are used to see transformers in the laboratory which are very small ratings, for example 5 kVA, small transformers we are used to see, small transformers, which are power transformers, can be termed as a few kVAs, and voltage rating may be 200 volt stroke 100 volt, 50 hertz and so on. If you see a big transformer, you will find, and these transformers if you look at in the laboratory you have seen, you will be able to see the coils and windings just like as it is. Okay. There will be LV windings here. I will just show it like this. This is suppose LV windings, sectional view, LV, and this may be your HV side. HV code type, and this is the sectional view. Windings are, if you see from the top, these HV windings are like this around the core. Similarly, for the LV side. And also I told you to reduce the reactance of the transformer, leakage reactance, LV windings may be divided in these two limbs, so also HV windings, and they may be connected in series respectively, so that leakage flux is reduced and leakage reactance is reduced. So, here I have drawn that LV on this limb and on the other limb, and terminals will come out from the transformer on a terminal box. In the laboratory, LV terminals, all terminals will be brought in here, HV terminals are brought in. So, A1, A2 and small A1, A2 will be appropriately brought in for your external use. Although you will not be able to make out the sense of the coils, otherwise it is exposed and it is everything is exposed. This is the core, you can easily identify, here is core, here is LV windings, the windings you can see, and these terminals are brought out. But if you see a big transformer, you will always see nothing is visible except that a big tank, steel tank will be there, steel tank, tank, and on the top of the tanks there will be bushings, through which terminals will come out. This is maybe HV terminals, single phase I am drawing, and another pair of bushings will be there, whose insulation level will be less. Just to give you the idea, another bushings, two terminals will come out. These are LB terminals. This is suppose capital A1, A2, this is small a1, A2. Just I am giving you the ideas. Where from this has come out? The transformer essentially has a core and coils. This whole thing is within the tank, and the tank is filled with oil. Okay. Sometimes you will find, if you look at a distribution transformer in your city, there will be some tubes around the walls of the coil. This is visually what you will see. Several, these are called cooling tubes. That is, in other words, this whole thing is inside the tank, and tank is filled with oil, something like that. Now, the question is, for low kVA transformer, I do not require any oil to cool the transformer, but for high rating I need a transformer which should be immersed in oil. Oil will serve two purposes: insulation from the tank, which is steel tank. The essential thing is, this thing is there inside for big transformers, that is what I am telling, maybe hundreds of kVA transformer. So, and these are cooling tubes. I will give you a better picture later, but just roughly you know that these are the things you see in real life. Now, the question is, what for this oil is there, and so on. For example, this voltage may be why I mean ceramic insulators will be there, these are called bushings, things like that. Okay, to understand that cooling is a must in big transformers can be understood, provided we go slightly deeper into the kVA equation of transformer, and we will start with that, then we will land up with this thing. I will be trying to be very lucid to explain that, so that you can appreciate, okay, this is what it should be, otherwise how. For example, I have told you that the voltage equation, forget about that leakage impedance, this that, V1 is approximately equal to E1 for a single phase transformer, say single phase transformer, and this was equal to some 4.44 F phi max into N1, is not, that is the thing. And also I will tell you from this equation how can you relate it to the size of the transformer and to other things. One is called specific magnetic loading, and specific electric loading. We will try to understand these two first. Then I will show that the kVA, which essentially tells you about the size of the transformer, can be shown to be proportional to specific magnetic loading, specific electric loading and the physical dimension of the transformer. That is the first thing. You know, when a transformer will be operating and hopefully it is operating at full load condition, both copper loss and coal loss will take place and it will raise the temperature of the whole thing. Okay. And suppose a transformer is now at room temperature, you have switched on and the transformer is operating at full load. Then you will see temperature will grow and after certain time the temperature will attain a constant value. Okay. What is the constant value at to which the transformer will attain to? Anything, if you go on pumping heat into a system, temperature will rise and it will attain a constant temperature. That means, at whatever rate you are generating heat in the system, at the same rate it is also dissipating heat to the outside world. When such a thing will happen, then only that fellow will attain a constant temperature, because after all copper loss and iron loss will be constantly taking place. Always you are pumping energy into the system, heat energy, and your from the surfaces of the transformers heat is being dissipated out. The rate at which it is generated inside the transformer, when it is same as the rate at which that energy is given out by the surfaces of this so called transformer, if it is a transformer, then only it will attain a constant temperature. It is not only true for transformer, but for rotating machine also. There will be losses. Switch on the machine from cold condition, that is at ambient temperature, and operate it at full load. After switching on, then temperature will exponentially grow and finally attain a steady value. It is this temperature rise that limits, that puts the condition, that is okay, this is the current rating, because if the temperature is allowed to rise more, for example, if you overload the transformer, then your windings may be spoiled, your insulations may be spoiled and things like that will happen. Anyway, so we will try to see all these things. These are interesting topics. So, first thing is first. So, this is let me try to relate the output of a transformer, kVA rating of a transformer in terms of physical dimensions and specific magnetic and specific electric loading. First of all, specific magnetic loading is very simple. It is Bmax, that is all, in Tesla. Okay. Now, specific electric loading is the current density, this one. This is denoted by delta, is the current density. Current density if you are using copper, of copper, or aluminum, whatever you are using. Copper is the better, because aluminum is brittle, large transformers are built with copper, nothing like aluminum. So, current density, and its value is, if I remember correctly, about 2.5 to maybe 3 ampere per millimeter square, where copper is used to make the coils, is not. And I told you LV side, the section of the coil is A1. So, LV side A1 equal to cross section of the wire which makes the coils. Similarly, A2 suppose is the cross section of wire on the HV side, whatever it is, this could be also LV HV reversed, but A1 this. Then obviously, the delta, if you are using copper, why they should be different? No matter whether that wire is used for LB side or LB side, delta will be same. So, delta is equal to same both for LV and HV side. Copper is used. Let I1 be the current rating of side 1, current rating, rated current of side 1, that is in this case LV side. Then I1 rated current must be equal to delta into A1. Similarly, rated current of the secondary coil HV side, rated current will be delta into A2, what else? Current rating. So, this is a rated current. This will be the thing. Acha. Then we come to this interesting thing. Now, KVA rating of a single phase transformer, suppose single phase transformer, I will say it is equal to 4.44 A phi max N1 into I1. I1 is the rated current. Forget about that leakage impedance drop, etc. So, this is the approximately this is the KVA, very close to. Now, what my plan is to express this KVA rating of this transformer in terms of specific magnetic loading, specific current loading and the physical dimension of the transformer. That is my goal. So, this I can write it as 4.44 F. For phi max I will write B max and iron cross sectional area, but net iron cross sectional area. We have seen that iron's area, cross sectional area, to realize this iron we use stampings. So, phi max is B max into the net area. Overall area will be slightly higher, is not, if you, because of the plates are kept side by side, there may be a little bit of air in between. So, this is AI net, B max into AI net gives you phi max, then N1 is there and I1 is delta into N1, delta into A1. What is A1? A1 is the LB side copper wire you are using side 1, the cross sectional area of the wire which makes your turn. Are you getting this area A1? I could write it in terms of secondary also 4.44 A phi max N2 I2, but one side will do because I know N1 I1 equal to N2 I2. So, this is the thing. So, let us understand each term. B max, that happens to be the specific magnetic loading in Weber per meter square. In typical transformer, the values of B max will be very close to 1 Tesla, maybe 0.9 Tesla, 1.01 Tesla, etc. And delta, if you are using copper, I wrote it may be 2.5 to 3 ampere per millimeter square. Okay. CRGO material 1 Tesla, copper this one, and you get this. Therefore, at least one physical dimension I have been able to brought in here, that is this cross sectional area has something to do with physical area. Now, this length into this breadth, this is the cross section of the core. So, this length into this breadth, if you do, what you get is AI gross, and through which flux is passing, not through air. So, it is slightly more. So, AI net will be slightly less than this. AI gross means you take a scale, measure this outside dimension of the core, get the area. So, it must be multiplied by a factor SF. This factor SF is called stack factor. The value of which will be 0.95, very close to 100%, but maybe 0.9, like that. Got the idea? So, I will, because overall dimension I want to know. So, this can be written as 4.44 F B max, this is already specific magnetic loading. Then this I will write SF stack factor into AI gross, then N1 A1 delta into 10 to the minus 3, if these are in volts, etc. I hope you are getting this. This will be the KVA rating. Acha, now you look at this sectional view of the transformer core and this one. I am sorry, these two are same width. Okay, I will make it correct. Okay. Now, how these windings are there? LB windings or side 1 coils. How many sections you will see here? N1. What is the sectional area of each conductor? A1. Similarly, on the other side, the coils are wound like this, sectional view will appear like that. How many things you will see here? N2. And what is the cross sectional area? A2. Acha, this area is called the window area, in which copper will be residing. Okay. So, this area, internal rectangular area, is the window area, AW is the window area. This length into this side. Okay. Achha, there is a factor like stack factor, we called it window space factor, window space factor. It is usually denoted by KW. This tells you how much of this window area is utilized by copper. So, area used by copper divided by the total window area. That is all. So, obviously, you can see that this will be equal to N1 A1 plus into A2, is not, divided by AW. Generally, the window factor is about 35% or so. I mean, some maybe 0.35, not 100% is utilized to fill it with copper. We will see, because there will be some oil will be filled up, circulation of heat is necessary and so on. So, practical value of this is only 35% of this window area will be utilized for that. So, this is called window space factor, but AW will certainly going to decide, AW along with AI, physical dimension of this core, is going to decide the physical dimension of the transformer. Okay. Now, you see, when the rated current will be flowing, we know N1 I1 is equal to N2 I2, but current density of copper remains same in the primary and secondary. Therefore, I will write N1 A1 delta must be equal to N2 I2 delta, N2 A2, sorry, N2 A2 delta. This delta goes. Therefore, N1 A1 is equal to N2 A2. So, come back here, window space factor then will look like, it will look like 2 N1 A1 divided by AW, is not. So, this is the thing. Now, we will come back to this equation. And we note that from this N1 A1 is equal to KW AW divided by 2. So, for this N1 A1 I will put this there. So, I do that in the next page. So, it will be equal to, we have seen that output equation is what, 4.44 F phi max is B max into stack factor into AI gross, that this together will give me AI net. Then what we had, the AI gross, then N1 A1 delta, then oh my god, then delta, and N1 A1 I have got to be KW AW by 2. So, I will put this there, KW AW by 2 into N1 is there or it is over, N1 into I have taken into account. So, N1 A1 is at KW AW. So, in this case that is this part only you write AW KW by 2, that is what I am doing. I think I have written everything there, into 10 to the minus 3. So, S, the kVA rating of the transformer is 4.44 root 2 pi, this 4.44 is F. These two factors you write, stack factor and the window space factor KW. Okay. then you write A I gross into A W, then you write B max into delta into 10 to the power of minus 3. In fact, these 2 cancels this, so it will become 2.22. So, these are the 2 factors, stack factor about 0.95, window space factor is about 0.35, 0.33 like that. AI gross area is window area is this area, and AI is this area, and this is the window area. Are you getting AW? So, this will determine the physical dimension of the transformer. Height of the transformer into this. Okay, because at the moment you know AI, you know these things. So, it is related, but what I am telling, so these are the decides the physical dimension of the transformer. It is going to decide, that is all. Okay. So, this is the output equation of the transformer. Similarly, for the 3-phase transformer, it can be also derived, that we will do later. But for the time being, look at this single phase equation and listen carefully what I am telling. A transformer, when it will be operating at full load condition, your B max will be at rated value, I told you, rated voltage. Similarly, your current density also will be highest than corresponding to rated current. At that time, the full load losses will take place, and finally, that is going to decide what will be the temperature rise. Okay. Now, I am telling you that suppose I increase late all the linear dimensions of the transformer is increased by a factor of x. All the linear dimensions are increased, keeping specific magnetic loading B max and delta constant. Got the point? All the linear dimensions are increased, and B max and delta I will not touch, because that is the capacity of that iron, shear geomaterial 1 Tesla per meter square, delta copper say 3 ampere per millimeter square, and so on. So, if you increase all the linear dimensions by a factor of x, what do you think the size of the transformer will be? So, size kVA of the transformer will increase by a factor of what? Look at this equation. linear dimensions have been increased by a factor of x. So, areas will be increased by a factor of x square. So, there are two areas, this area will increase by a factor of x square, this also will increase by a factor of x square. So, your initial kVA was s, so it will become x to the power 4 into s. Is it not? So, will be increased by a factor of x to the power 4. At least from this I can say that your lap transformer, same CRGO you are using Bmax, same copper you are using, Bmax delta is same. So, you imagine a large transformer is nothing but you have increased the physical dimensions by several factors, because no more copper can be accommodated now, keeping of course stack factor same, window space factor same, more copper you are using definitely, and your size of the transformer will increase by a factor of x s 4. Okay. As I told you earlier that when heat will be generated, that heat will be also dissipated through its exposed areas, and when the rate at which it is generated within the transformer matches with the rate at which it is dissipated out to the outside world, then constant temperature will be attained. Now, the question is, I have increased all the, I am imagining okay, all the dimensions are increased by a factor of x, Bmax delta constant, stack factor, window space factor remaining same. Then I conclude, oh, transformer rating will be increased by a factor of x to the power 4. Acha, now, what will be the areas increased by what factor? Areas which were dissipating energy, area will be, because linear dimensions I have increased by a factor of x, areas will be increased by a factor of x square. That is area, through the areas only, exposed areas only, heat was dissipating, therefore, that area increases by a factor of x square. Now, we have to examine by what factor losses will increase, and I think I will continue next time, but please go through this one. This topic is very interesting. It will give you now an fair idea how a practical power transformers is going to look like, and what are the implication of Bmax delta, and why elaborate cooling arrangements are a must for a large size transformer. Otherwise, what happens, I may feel okay, a small transformer without any extra cooling arrangement, air natural cooling is sufficient and it is working, then what happens if the size of the transformer is very large? That is what we are examining. Okay, you increase the physical dimensions of the transformer, then you see size, kVA ratings will increase by a factor of x to the power 4, giving you same large kVA rating. Then at least I know this much, okay, area will be increased by a factor of x square. In our next class, I will show you that the losses in the transformer, that is copper loss and iron loss, losses will increase by a factor of x cube. Okay? That will show. And you can also think yourself to show that losses will increase by a factor of xs cube. So, these informations are essential to draw conclusions about whether extra cooling arrangement is to be done or not. So, we will continue next class. Thank you.